Hello and welcome to Algebra 2B, Credit 5. We'll be going over a couple of Engage activities before we go into the actual lessons for today. So the first thing that they tell us is, are you ready? Number 22, going over measures of center and spread. So here they give us an example of a table that shows the number of tickets sold for seats in 4 areas of a local playhouse for a showing on a 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What percent of the tickets sold for Saturday were on the orchestra level? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to circle Saturday. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add up 4 plus 891 plus 540 plus 695. The reason we're going to do this is so that we can calculate what the total is for that Saturday showing. Okay, so let's go ahead on your calculator, go ahead and work that out. So if you calculated that out, you should have gotten 2,130. So they wanted to know out of the total number for Saturday, so this is the total for Saturday, how many were orchestra level seating? So as you can see for orchestra, that would be 891. So that's 891 out of the total, which was 2,130. So if you actually divided this out, you would get a decimal, but they want it in terms of a percent. So the way we can change our decimal that we're going to get when we do this is by multiplying by 100. So go ahead and take some time to work that out. You can use your decimals calculator if you'd like. But you should round the answer to about 42%. Again, make sure you take that number, divide it out, get your decimal, multiply by 100. You should get about 42%. Just like it says here, stop and do the problems in the packet, and we'll come back in a second to do the next one. Alright, so hopefully you did some of the problems in your packet. We're going to go on to the Are You Ready? For measures of center spread for example 1, going over how to find median, mean, and range for your data. In this case, we'll be using these numbers here. Okay, so just so you know how to find median, what we're going to do is we're going to order our numbers from least to greatest. So let's take some time to do that. So as I'm looking here, I see 8 is going to be first, 15 and 15. As I look here, oh, it kind of looks like they put this in order for us, which is kind of nice. But let's say they hadn't done that for us. Make sure you're doing that. Okay, so don't always think they're going to put it in order for us. In this case, they did. So that's kind of awesome. All right, and what we're going to do is median means we're going to find the number in the middle. Okay, so what I can do is I can kind of pair up my first and my last number, my second to last and second to first, third number and my third. And you'll notice I actually have 2 numbers here, 2 numbers that are in the middle. So when you do have a number that's just in the middle, that will be your median. But in this case, we did have 2. What we're going to do is we're going to try and find what is the mean between those. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 26 and 33. And how many numbers are those? 1, 2, 10,000? There's 2 of them, right? So let's work that out. 26 plus 33 should be about 59 divided by 2. All right. Go ahead and again work that out, and you should have gotten about 29.5, and that would be our median. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to find our mean, which means we're going to add up all our numbers. So let's add 8 plus 15 plus 15 plus 26 plus 33 plus 49 plus 50 plus 54. And we're going to divide up by how many numbers there are. So here there was 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that plus symbol is a plus symbol and not an adding or a number. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. So let's go ahead and work this out. What would that be on the top part? Divided by 8. So take some time, work that out. And that would be about 31.25. Okay. Now to find our range, I know I went into this box, so I'm going to kind of make sure I go a little bit further down. So with finding range, all we're going to do is we're going to take the largest number in the group and subtract it from the smallest number in the group. So in this case, the largest was 54. My smallest was 8. So what would 54 take away 8 be? 46. So my data ranges over about 46 numbers. Or my range is 46. My mean is 31.25. And my median, which is my middle number, is about 29.5. I take some time right now to go ahead and try out some of the problems in your packet. We'll go on to the next engage activity in just a moment. Alright, so it says the graph shows a normal distribution of IQ or intelligent quotient scores. What percent of the population has an IQ score greater than the mean? Okay, so looking at this, we do have just so you know, the mean is right here in the middle. And in this credit, we'll be going over specifically, using what mean is, not just finding it, but actually using it. And these symbols right here are our standard deviations from the mean. So how far off it is, okay? So they say all the IQ scores, the percent that are greater than the mean, right? So just so you know, all of these to the left are less than the mean. All of these to the right are greater than the mean. So we're going to do here, since the mean is right here in the middle, we'll go ahead and add up all of these here, all of these percents, to figure out how much of the population is greater than the mean. So I'm going to highlight all that right here, so we know we're going to be adding up all of this. So take some time and go ahead and add up 34% plus 13.5 plus 2.35 plus 0.15 and tell me what you get. And you should have gotten about, when you added up all these together, should have gotten about 50%. So about 50% of the population is greater than the mean. Okay, be sure to use this graph to go ahead and help you do some of the problems in your packet. So pause right here and do some of the problems in your packet, number 4, 5, and 6. Alright, and we'll be back shortly with the last engage activity before starting the new lesson. So we're going to go over trend lines and predictions, and it says a pet store asked loyal customers the weight of their dog and monthly budget expenses for owning it. Okay, because they're, well, I don't refer to my dog as it, but I would say him or her, because dogs are family too. Anyways, the scatter plot shows the results of their survey with the line of best fit. So as you can see, the line doesn't always kind of reach every point, but it kind of fits most of the points. And it says approximate the monthly cost of a dog that weighs about 40 pounds. Just so you know, weight does have kind of an effect on how much money, because the bigger the dog is, probably the more expensive it is to feed the dog and get the dog things that the dog needs. So here, let's look on our x-axis, and let's try and find 40. As you can see here, there's 40. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of scroll up, and you see that 40, oh, if it can stay, kind of corresponds with the y value, which is in money, with about $75 roughly predicted to own a 40-pound dog. So take some time right now, make sure you're writing on your graph, and try and see if you can estimate for numbers 1, 2, and 3 the expected monthly cost for 60 pound, 100 pound, and 150 pound. Remember, it's an estimate, so if you can kind of read your graph and give the best estimate you can. Right, like it says, stop here and do the problems in your packet, and we'll be back with the first lesson, 22.1. See you in a little bit.